settle down. I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2022 grade 9 and 10 creative writing end of year performance. Thank you all for showing up. I know the students have been working really hard this year, and one of the things that they had expressed an interest in, at least some of the students in creative writing, was having the opportunity to share their work with the public. It almost didn't happen. This is our second date. It was another rain date, and Mr. Winley quickly thought of an alternate place to meet so that we don't have to worry about thunder or lightning. So thank you, Mr. Winley, and thank everyone for coming. I do want to say this group of students, this group of 9th and 10th graders, as many students, most students in the U.S. have been through a lot of disruptions these past 3 years. This past year especially, they lost a writing teacher kind of in the middle of the semester, and despite that, they really surrounded each other, protected each other, and supported each other through that. And I just want to say how proud I am of their resilience, the ways that they work together as a class, the energy they bring to the room. They really are all very delightful. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our first poet. This poet is one of the comic relief people in our class. Like, people just love him. And there's a reason for that. He is so friendly. I have hardly ever heard him say a bad word about anybody. And he's a creative genius. So welcome our first poet to the stage, please.
So, my first piece. Okay. My first piece is titled Two Opposites of a Whole. Dark. Dreadful dark. Why must the dark be treated as the bad? Why must the dark wish for something it needs but will never have? Light. Lustrous light. It gets what it wants, without so much as putting up a fight. It gets what it wants fast, faster than the blink of an eye. It gets what it wants fast, faster than the switch of a light. Didn't you know that in every darkness there is a light? That the darker the night, the brighter the light? Take the yin and the yang. It shows how neither is absolute, and that without the other, it would not be a thing. Without the dark, there would be no light to shine. Without the light, there would be no dark to hide. Without a start, there would be no end. Without an enemy, there would be no friend. Now take all that I've said and apply it to the color of our skin. Take a look at the darker skin and see our light within. See how we too have a light inside them as you have a darkness in you. See how both make each other exist and that there wouldn't be without the two. Remember, in every darkness there is a light, and in every light there is a darkness. The second piece that I'll be reading is titled Window View. There's hope. In my darkest time, where the things that I thought I knew no longer make sense, my mind clogs up with nothing but an empty void feeling, hard as obsidian refusing to shatter. I feel like crawling in a dark crevice and shrinking away from it all. There is hope. There is hope. There's hope, I tell myself, from slipping away, escaping from all of my problems. There's hope, I tell myself, while I scream, but the sound refuses to escape, grappling every side of my throat. I just want to jump out of my skin entirely and poof, I'm no longer here. I want to run away to a far place, void of all life, where I'm the only thing existing. There's no longer hope. No longer hope. No more hope. The microscopic piece of hope that was once dangling on by a silk piece of thread snapped, no longer there. As I stand outside in a state of catatonia, wind slicing against my face as if I were a samurai fighting for honor. I see a mass taking form in the sky, moving in an elegant and precise form. A shape then appears from the work of art in the sky, revealing a humanoid shape, but it wasn't quite humanoid. 3 wings sprouting from it, but nothing else being decipherable. Like the word, the world's most impossible jigsaw puzzle put together, a pure glow surrounding it. It spoke to me, every word piercing through my soul, lifting me, telling me not to let go. Sorry, so our next reader will be one of my great peers who has very great work and is very respected amongst our class. Thank you.
I'm going to be reading my piece called Spend Your Time. The elite claim that the greatest measure of a man's life is the prosperity of his fortune. As they perch atop their riches like dragons, who would use their gleaming metallic scales to rob the very people that worship them. But they're wrong. Your affluence is not the end that validates this journey. It's the cuts, bruises, the scraped and bloody knees. It's the pounding of our hearts as we run across the beach, and nothing exists outside of this moment. Our ghost is distant as the blazing sun. It's those moments when the doctors take your hand and apologize, like they could have stopped the man dressed in black, finally come to cash his check. It's the feeling we get when we wrap a loved one in our embrace and choke on tears of our own as we desperately try to be their anchor from the demons that threaten to drown them. Life was never a question, but the question is, how will you spend your life? Our next performer will be a very dedicated writer who is always, you can always tell she has great pride in her work.
My poem is No Movement. I lie awake at night, not even the stars dare to come out. Music quietly escapes my speaker. My eyes get heavier and heavier with each lyric. I subtly drift deeper and deeper into my sleep. I finally am in a deep sleep. As I slumber, I dream. I dream my regular dreams. Then I see it. The toe-curling figure. The figure, it arises. My heart sings. My ears, why are they ringing? Please stop ringing. My body vibrates. Please don't vibrate. I can't move. I can't move. Please, someone help me. The figure approaches me slowly. I open my mouth. No screams come out. Why can't anyone hear my screams? Help me. The figure slowly gets closer. I call out for my dad, but no sound escapes me. I'm mute. I scream and scream. No one hears. I can see my baby sister lying next to me. Tears slide down my nose. The figure gets closer and closer with each plea. I can't breathe. I can't move. I'm paralyzed. The figure jumps straight towards me. I exit the dream that felt so real just a second ago. I look around, the surroundings still the same. My speaker is playing the same song I left off at. This next person who's coming up, they're a very good writer, and I enjoy reading their poems and their stories.
My poem is called The Little Things. A collection of buttons, pins, brooches, and lockets small enough to fit in your shirt pocket, simply because power is in the little things. Not because they're expensive, but because power can be found in the little things. A collection of silly things, cookie cutters, porcelain bells, ribbons, love letters, and rings. None of which are expensive, but one is just meant more important. All because power is found in the littlest of things. Even the littlest of things have power, and I tell you this is true. They hold so much of their power because they have a connection to you. Up next is one of my favorite classmates, an amazing wordsmith.
deja vu, the loneliness of simplicity and stuffed bears, car rides bumping down rainbow roads, stopping for nothing, riding into oblivion. Seemingly the car ride did stop, because now the seatbelt was wrapped around me. I didn't take off my backpack before getting in, and now I can't get out. But I like to stare at the car seat's head and daydream of coming back from carnivals, popcorn-stained lips, sore and stinging, wondering why the moon is following us. The murmur sets of music and my eyes widen, taking in the patchy sea, sinking into my small bones slowly. Flashes of memories from the finishing day dance in my mind, eyelids heavy, catching glimpses of burning balls of light that as a kid are just 5 pretty light bulbs. But then I awake again, rusted and locked in, still in the back seat, sleep still lingering in my marrow, but my backpack grows heavy. And I'd rather stay pretending the moon still follows, rather than wonder where my moon has gone. Our next wordsmith is someone who puts much time and effort into his work and succeeds in making a captivating piece every time. Thank you.
My poem is titled Air. A forest of all I've ever known. Home, safety, content with my memories, yet trapped all alone. What I want, all I need, all I want, all I've ever wanted, and my hands hold the plate. My hands, my trembling hands hold the plate. Tense hands grasping tight. Afraid to hear it shatter, still afraid to be cut. And I hold my fallen leaf from a tree destroyed, swirling patterns flattening the ridges of my fingerprints. The last of the memory I never truly wanted, of a girl I never truly wanted, and a girl who never truly wanted me. Yet I cling to her memory like wet fabric handcuffs, wrapped tight and closer on my wrists. She clings to me and can't let go, won't let go, like a cardinal's feet wrapped around the branch of a tree. My grip on the china tightens, I pull it taut, until my hands turn the surface damp and wrinkled. My hands are a wildfire, and I burn the forest with its leaves. I burn the plate and its leaves, and its cracks and its smears, and I extinguish the last cardinal of her memory and watch it flutter away, and I watch it flutter away, until there is nothing left of her and nothing left of me. My hands grip, and they pull and they tear, until paper remnants of her sit at my feet, and I stare at the pieces reserved, glaring, the last ashen logs of a blackened wasteland, charring and destroying and killing and hurting, and tearing me into pieces until I am the fake child on the floor and I forget she was ever here. The next wordsmith that's going to be performing is a very talented and very intelligent person with very thought-provoking poem.
I will now read my poem entitled Nine. I sit here with a grin from ear to ear, teeth gritting against each other, my cheeks ache. I hear the indistinct sound of mingled laughter. The smiles around me seem real, yet I cannot figure out if they are. My eyes stare into the distance of this colorful room, seeing nothing but people who seem to comfort each other. I sit here alone in my thoughts, not knowing how to feel, better yet, not understanding what others around me feel. I sit here with a wide grin on my face, teeth gritting against each other, my cheeks ache. Our next performer is someone whom I greatly respect and who inspired me to write even better. The poem I'll be reading is entitled Safe. I remember when I lost my face, when men found my body before my eyes, when a shirt cut too low became an invitation, when my principal called me into her office and taught me to be afraid of my body for my own good. To keep me safe, I am humiliated, in cardigans and spaghetti straps, in blue jeans and mini skirts, in shorts that are 2 fingertips too short, tights that cover everything and still show too much. I am too much. Am I worth so little that a few inches of fabric are meant to be my defense? My body is a distraction, an object of spectacle, but never mind. To keep me safe, I am humiliated, in my own skin, even without an audience. Now I'd like to introduce someone who inspires me every day with her work ethic and dedication. She puts so much thought into her writing, and I hope you appreciate it as much as I do.
The title of my poem is Circle of Heavenly Somber. Heavenly somber, like waves of smoke and bright misty air, like feather-formed red beauty and prickly bloody thorns. A perennial cycle, push and pull, dawn, dusk, I meet them again, again, again. A packed bag only to return, depart, adrift, dock. Indecisive rounds, odysseys to meet dead paths. I meet them again, again, again. They dangle a treasure and pensions of taunting to mock. Feelings like waves, unsteady and manic. I meet them again, again, again. Warp of life is unfair, meeting mountains and slopes when the rest remain tranquil. But I continue to sleep in a heavenly somber, hoping to unmeet them again, again, again.
Thank you. I realize this was a short program, but this meant the world to me as a teacher, to the students who performed. Students, if you wouldn't mind, my readers, if you would just come up and line up in front. I'm not going to make you bow, but I do want you up here in the class. The readers, but you can come up too. Come on, Mari. Yeah, we might as well. This is our entire class. And they really love each other. I am heartened by the way they've accepted me. And I have a lot of fun with them. I would just love for you guys to give them one more huge round of applause. And then just a couple of notes about the class and some of the stuff we've been working on. Genre Magazine is the student journal that we put out, the creative writers put out. It is out now online. The students each get one copy, but we don't have physical copies for everyone. So if you're interested, if you go to the Capital Area School of the Arts Charter School website, the first page on the right-hand side, there are some announcements. There's a link to the Genre Magazine there. Alternatively, on the same page, if you click on the arts at the top, creative writing, there's a link for genre on the creative writing page. They would love for you to look at the work. They worked hard on not only writing and editing these, but also got a lot of experience in publication design, the layout, and all of those things. So give them one more round of applause.
Kind of got handed the
yeah, thanks for coming out. I realize this was kind of a short program to come out for, but I am really happy that you showed up. The students are happy you showed up. And then if any students would be willing to grab a couple of chairs and take them back to the cafeteria, I would really appreciate it. Thank you everybody.